What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today we're going to be talking about Hunter x Hunter, a little bit different than our usual Dragon Ball Z topics. Today I want to focus on talking about the power comparisons to Hunter x Hunter compared to other universes such as Dragon Ball Z, and really focus on Meruem, the Chimera Ant King's power level, compared to people like Imperfect Cell, Frieza, and characters in other universes, because this is a question that gets brought up a lot. Now, before I continue, I will mention that this is going to spoil a bit of the Chimera Ant Arc, so if you're in the middle of watching it or reading it, I suggest you skip this video. But other than that, I'm not going to go into big details of what happens in the series, so if you want to stick around, which I suggest you should, because I think this is going to be a fun topic. But if you don't want anything spoiled, then feel free to skip this video and come back to it later when you're done watching the Chimera Ant Arc. Now, let's just jump right into it. I don't think, now remember, this is just my theory, this is not like facts, this is just my theory based off of my observations of watching the anime. I don't think that Meruem is as strong as you guys might think he is. Now, let's look at Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a very human anime. When I say very human, I'm talking about how every character is so normal, they're just like me and you, but they develop powers, and from developing their powers, they become stronger over time. But at the end of the day, they're still pretty human. If you shoot Goran in the face with a gun and it hits him, he's gonna die. If you shoot Killua, he's gonna die. If you shoot Hisoka, he's going to die. Same thing with us. If you shoot me with a gun, I am going to possibly die. Now, if you shoot someone like Raditz or Goku or Gohan, somebody in the Dragon Ball Z universe with a gun, they most likely won't die just quite yet, just because they up their defenses and stop it. Now, that's not to say that they can't do that in Hunter x Hunter as well. But I'm just saying, in terms of the human levels, they're pretty human in Hunter x Hunter. So because of that, that should already give you a clue of what we're dealing with in the Hunter x Hunter universe versus like Dragon Ball Z. The powers are at a huge differences compared to both those universes. Now, let's just go ahead and jump right into it by talking about Meruem. A lot of people keep asking, can Meruem beat other characters such as, like I said, Frieza, Cell, and honestly, I don't think so. In fact, I believe that Meruem is probably the same power, or somewhere around the same power as Raditz. Now, before you explode thinking, that's no way that's true, hear me out. So let's go ahead and look at when Raditz showed up to Earth. When Raditz showed up to Earth, they could sense him from miles away. Like the second he popped into Earth, popped out of space pod, they knew something was going on. And there's this crazy strong character, who really isn't that crazy strong, but this crazy strong Saiyan warrior had arrived on Earth seeking Goku. They knew that something was about to happen. Now let's look at the king when he's born. When the king is born, you could sense his aura from pretty much a huge area around where he was born. On top of that, also when we look at the castle when they're in later in the Chimera Ant Arc, you could sense his power all around that entire area. But keyword, all around that entire area. If you go past, like deeper into the city, you probably can't sense Meruem's power. And you definitely can't sense his power half across the Earth. You can only sense his power when it's that close, and that should kind of give you a clue what you're dealing with. Let's look at Frieza. When Frieza was coming back to Earth as Mecha Frieza, they sensed his power like in the solar system. Like that's how strong his power was compared to Meruem. So see, that's like my big key factor that, Meruem is not that strong. Now, he's very strong compared to the regular characters that they face in Hunter x Hunter, just because they introduce monsters with the Nen abilities, which is a pretty crazy factor. I mean, let's look at Human World. If a monster gets, brought into this world that we live in today and they had powers, they'll be crazy strong. Like, they're going to probably destroy everything, tear us apart, and it'll be pretty hard to take them down. But this is exactly what happens in Hunter x Hunter as well. They introduce basically enhanced humanoid type monsters with Nen abilities, and because of that, that's why it's so much stronger than anything that the Hunter x Hunter characters face up to that point. I mean, we see a lot of people from the Hunter x Hunter universe, well, not a lot, but we see a handful of people die that was kind of unexpected. And these are like strong warriors that we didn't think would die later once they were introduced early in the series. But they died. They died that fast just because these characters are pretty powerful. But again, only powerful for that universe. Now, we know that Meruem has the abilities to just basically squash anybody. Like, he can just, swat his tail at you, and then bam, your head explodes. But if you look at Raditz is pretty strong, and if he was to basically punch you like that, your head would implode as well. And let's not forget, Master Roshi probably could do it as well. I mean, we see Master Roshi destroy a moon. We see Piccolo destroy a moon in like the Saiyan Saga. Like, these characters are pretty freaking powerful, but they're so weak when we really think about it. And at the end of the day, as strong as Meruem is and all the Chimera Ant Arc characters are, they're really not that powerful compared to other animes. So does that kind of make sense? What do you guys think about that? Now, I know this is kind of a crazy discussion to even be having, but again, I'm only having it just because a lot of people always tend to bring up like, Rhymestyle, how strong is Meruem compared to so-and-so? The big one that a lot of people like to compare it to is Imperfect Cell, just because they have the same tail, and also Cell, because Perfect Cell looks just like Meruem in a way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if his character was based off of Cell when he was being designed, but they're not that strong. They're strong for that universe, but overall, it's just not that strong. If anything, the way I can probably compare it is when the Hunter x Hunter characters face the Chimera Ant Arc, it's like probably taking Goku from Dragon Ball and throwing him into the Saiyan Saga. That probably makes sense, because everybody that we see fight against the Royal Guard, you know, P2 and all those guys, they're so outmatched. They're so outclassed, and they try their best to survive. They almost all get killed. But at the end of the day, the Royal Guard was pretty much impossible to beat at that point, and we know why they died. I'm not going to go into details of why they died in case you haven't watched it yet and you still wanted to hear this discussion. But the reason why they died is that's the only way they probably could have been defeated at that point. Even Gon, which I'm not going to discuss about why, even Gon would have had trouble fighting, you know, the king, even though it is said that Gon's power was the same as the king, or somewhere in the same range. But he still probably would have had trouble fighting all four of them at once if he was to take on the king and then the Royal Guard at the same time. So yeah. Anyway, so I just kind of want to put this discussion out there because I know it's something that's been brought up a lot, and I'm pretty sure, you know, you have your own opinions on it. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think what I say makes sense or not? Do you have your own opinion? Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below, and, you know, we'll just take it from there. Of course, if you enjoyed today's discussion and you want to hear more of these breakdowns like this, whether it's in Dragon Ball Z or other anime such as Hunter x Hunter, feel free to drop me a like in the like rating section below, and I'll be sure to make that happen. But other than that, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, you know, I want to know what you guys think, so feel free to drop your 2 cents in the comment section below. But other than that, you guys enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Rhymestyle. As always, you know, stay awesome, and we'll just take it from there. Yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Have a nice day, and until next time, peace.